Hello my friends, it's finally the day here for Velocicoaster. I'm so excited about this one. It sounds like it's an amazing coaster. There's a lot of people here today though. I believe just at park opening it's hit a 100-minute wait. And in addition to that, I have never been on Hagrids before. I just never had the opportunity to. I had a lot of canceled trips. I bet a lot of you did too last year. So we're gonna be doing a little 1-2 combo here, getting a ride on Velocicoaster, getting a ride on Hagrids, and I invite you to come along. So let's get this started. One more thing, I am going to be sharing the queue with everybody in this video, so that's your spoiler warning. Click away if you do not wish to be spoiled about the queue. Just got done with my first ride on the Velocicoaster. That was amazing. I did not know what to expect really. Sure, we've seen some footage of it and some people have been talking about it for like the past month or so during the previews, but I managed to stay a little unspoiled throughout the course of that. Everything from that second launch, the top hat, all these turns going over the water and everything were amazing. Amazing. I have never gone upside down over water, I don't think. Maybe in Manta, I'm not sure. But either way, this ride was amazing. I believe it when people say that this might be the best roller coaster in Florida. Now anyway, I have a little surprise here. I don't know if you guys remember Heather from some of my vlogs. You'll know her. She's a streamer, has her channel Vacation Exploration. I'll put her info down below. She's joining me because one, I have to hit Hagrid's, but she also promised me that she would ride Velocicoaster. So, yes. How you feeling about that? You ready to do it?
I'm excited.
Okay, so we're gonna go one more time. I'll give you some more thoughts. Everything kind of whizzed by, so it was hard for me to distinguish what elements were happening because it was all happening all at once. So we're gonna go ahead and do it one more time. Hit up Hagrid's, and I'll give you my thoughts about that. But let's go hit up Velocicoaster one more time. All right, so somehow I managed to get the same row as last time, row number 9. But you said that that one is pretty much close to the furthest back you've been as well, right?
Yes.
And it gets so much air, especially there in the beginning. There's like that Immelman dive. My GP is showing a little bit, but it's that Immelman dive loop thing that happens. The top hat has so much air, and then you start falling. It's ridiculous, and I feel like I'm gonna fall out into the water when we do that barrel roll at the end. It's so ridiculous. Do you have a favorite part of it?
My favorite part's that second half after the top hat when you go down and go into that corkscrew, and that whole second half is my favorite because it's just so intense.
It really is, and I'm surprised that they only have like just a simple lap bar for this instead of over shoulder restraints, but it is a lot more comfortable because of that. I really have to digest my experience here, maybe ride it a few more times off vlog, but wow, I highly recommend if you are in the area or coming out here, make some time to get on this. The wait hasn't been too bad. They posted 100-minute waits. It's only been about like 50-55 minutes or so. So definitely check this out. This one, I have to think about where it's gonna fall in my rankings, but this thing is smooth, tons of airtime, some laterals peppered throughout, and the views that you get while you're going throughout the course are amazing. All right, guys, we're right by Hogwarts Castle. You can only mean one thing. We're going to Hogsmeade and heading over to visit Hagrid and all his magical creatures. Walking through Hogsmeade again for the first time in like 2 years. I had been trying so hard to get to Hagrid's. It opened, what, in like June 2019? And then pandemic happened, canceled a lot of trips. But we finally made it here. I didn't think I would be riding another coaster in Islands of Adventure before Hagrid's. but here we are. So for those of you keeping track of the count, 164 Velocicoaster and soon 165 Hagrids. Now I was telling myself that once I got on both of these coasters I would get a frozen beer, butter beer, but my goodness, I can't even tell you what the lines are like just for like a water, let alone this butterbeer line. Holy smokes. And is that the entrance there? Yes. Yes, it is. It is crowded here in the Lost Continent, but I just got done with Hagrid's. That was a fun little ride. I didn't know what to expect out of it because somehow I made it many months without being too spoiled on it. I am impressed, number one, how they hide the fact that there's all these animatronics within the ride. There's a very surprising element right at the end, but what happened when we hit that surprise was that we dropped down and there was no launch. There was no launch. And then we sat there for maybe 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it just boop and ended. So I feel like I missed something there in that little grand finale, which is supposed to be the fastest launch on that ride. But otherwise, there was a couple good, you know, bank turns and stuff like that. I really liked the fluffy animatronic. That might have been my favorite. I was impressed though by the Hagrid's one. But great ride. Great little family type of coaster there. Quite a nice pairing with Velocicoaster. One more intense. I definitely got to go back. That's more my speed. I can appreciate what they were trying to do with Hagrid's a lot, and I definitely want to go back on it and hopefully get a full run without any stops. Wait, so Heather, what did you think of the slightly interrupted ride?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. But we were literally just sitting there, and I'm just like, okay, is it gonna go yet? And then it was just dark, and I'm like, ooh, is it ghosts? Is it ghosts? So that was interesting. Definitely.
Yeah. And also I should mention, she let me get on like the main bike and then she was on the sidecar. I can't really say what the experience, like, I don't know if there's much of a difference. You've been on both. Is there much of a difference between the two?
It's more of a feeling, more of a free feeling. You feel like you're like floating more. Where the sidecar, you're more like secure. If that makes any sense. I know it's like kind of hard to describe that.
Right. Because you're kind of like, on the sidecar, you're kind of in like a little cocoon or something. Whereas in the bike, you're very exposed and just have a lap bar. I didn't know whether or not to reach for the handles or to just hold the restraint. And I'm very used to just holding restraints. So I actually held the handles and it was fun. I really liked that. I never thought that, it reminded me a lot of like a steeplechase type of thing, but not truly a steeplechase type of restraint. So it's somewhere in between because you have the lap bar. I don't know, it was really cool.
Hello guys, it's Andre from the future here. I'm celebrating my 4th and 5th run on the Velocicoaster with the blue churro, which is really good actually. It seems like it's fresh and nice and hot. But anyway, some thoughts now after riding this a few more times, and yes, you can see it is sweaty, it is hot. It was crowded today, it had about a 150-minute wait, but the top hat is still one of my favorite elements here. And then that roll over the water. The first two times that I was able to go on it, I only did row 9. Since then, I was able to ride row 2, all the way in the back, and then somewhere in the middle. I think row 9, row 10 might still be my favorites, just in terms of that pull that you get versus just pure air. And I think that may be just like a personal preference of mine. It's gonna be more intense the further back you go, no matter what. But because I wanted to get Adriana on there, I ended up going row 2 instead because there was a really long line for row 1. I'm surprised though that there's not nearly as long a line for the back row. But anyway, I am like, I don't know why I'm shaking this like I'm trying to get anybody trouble. But yeah, blue churro, 4th and 5th ride on Velocicoaster, still loving it. Don't know where it quite makes it in my ranking, but it might be in my top 20, top 15, somewhere around there. But I need to think about it a little bit more. But Velocicoaster definitely won my heart, stole my heart today.
I was contemplating Hulk, but I think the video is already kind of where it needs to be. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and we'll pick it up a little bit later in another video. So for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.